Now, basically the deal is this document that I had Tom post up there, the Alien Declarant Repatriation Oath of Allegiance. Basically, they've made us an alien to a country and a state within our country and state. See, we were born a citizen of the greater United States of America as a native-born free individual. But with the certificate of live birth, we basically signed over a leasing contract to the lesser United States and the lesser state of whatever. Okay? For the state, it's the great state of whatever. Iowa, Minnesota, Florida. That's really what it is. Great and greater means the elder. Lesser, L-E-S-S-E-R, means the junior, or the opposite of the elder, which would be the younger. You're probably not going to find that until you go into a Oxford Universal Dictionary, or a good Oxford Universal Dictionary, or a Webster's Dictionary, to find out about greater and lesser. Okay? I try to put the word definitions up there to give you a comparison. Then they also have L-E-S-S-E-E, which is a party to a lease known as a tenant. The bailee under a lease of personality, or personality, whatever, personality, and that means personality. Basically, when you look that up in the dictionary, it's the same as personal property. So they are the lessee. We are the lessor in the process. We're the bailor. The party to a lease known as the landlord. You're also the landlord of your property that they're holding. And then they turn around and keep changing the rules on everybody with their codes. And I try to address that all in this document. And basically our testament, rights, liberties, and allotments, they're a testament. They're a testimony gift to us. And that's a covenant. A testament is also a covenant. Just like Moses basically had a covenant with the people back when they came out of Egypt. But they try and play around with the words, testimony, well, you got to have somebody dead. Well, basically the Constitution's dead then. No, it's not.
Well, it is.
The founding fathers are dead that made up and signed the document, but that's it. Now, they come in and they try and claim that all their contracts are irrevocable. But they're not. Because basically you go and read the definition that I have there about irrevocable on there, and it says basically down at the very bottom, even an agreement made irrevocable by statute is revocable by the mutual consent of both parties, of the parties. But I added on there, or revocable as a fraudulent concealment. If it's done in fraud, it can be revoked. And there is no statute of limitation upon fraud. The item we have is that basically most of these nitwits out here in the courts and everything else, they have no idea about how the monetary system works or about anything else, about the real laws anymore. They believe the lie, just like in Moses' time, Daniel's time, even Jesus' time. The priests that were in the temple, the lawyers, the judges, and everything else, they thought that they were right, and they didn't want to believe a damn thing that Daniel, Moses, or Jesus tried to tell them. We have to try and hit them from many different places across the country. We get something going in one, basically then we've got substantiation that we're right on the money. One of the guys tried to walk this into court, and basically they wanted him to write petition on it to put it in. But they were going to charge him $80 to put it in. Well, that isn't right, okay? They're coming in and basically they ought to put the process in, because this ought to be going into a real court, not into the corporate court. The corporate court's the one that can charge. So he's going to turn around. He's got a court case coming up, so he's just going to take that into the court case and basically enter it into the record in the court when he gets there. That's what, if somebody's got a court case, get it going. Or basically walk into the court and basically sit there. They normally ask, is there any other business before the court? Speak up and say, yes, I've got business before the court here. I want to read my statement. Is this an open court? To try and see if you've got a real court to get that processed in. One of the key things when we do come out of this, now that we see that basically the alien is the one that's going to jail in this whole process, because an alien operates under privileges. An alien doesn't have any rights. He only has privileges. And that's the way we've been treated. We've been treated like an alien, having privileges and no rights. We've still got our rights. We just have to force them out into the situation. If you get nothing more done than basically saying the oath of allegiance in court, you've got something there, okay? I don't know how I can put anything more into these documents. I haven't heard anything back on either one of mine that went in. They should have got them yesterday. I would have expected to hear something today from at least one of the two courts. But then out here, basically, in this situation, there may be only one court that really has any real understanding out there, and there may be only a few of them that do have it. And I think my Supreme Court Justice does have an understanding of this. So I may send a copy off to him on that.
Good.
You just have to make noise, okay? Like I said before, the gear that squeaks is the one that's going to get the grease, okay? You want the grease? You better start squeaking. You become such a pain in their side that they end up greasing you. That's what you need. You need to become a pain in their side. Stop being afraid of what's going on. The rule of a naturalization proceeding basically is what you're going in there for. And you've got to be naturalized back to the greater United States and the great state of wherever you're from. Away from the lessors, or the lessors, ER.
Right.
The inferiors, the counterfeits. We're the owners. We're the bailors of our property. But even, I talked to one guy in the Social Security Administration today, and he has no idea. And I said, you don't know how the money system works. You don't even know how an insurance company works. And you're trying to tell me that basically, basically that was a tax. No, it was taking our property. I said, you can't operate with anything unless you have real substance to operate with. I gave you real substance. That's mine. You're using it. But see, he has no idea about commodities or anything like that, about bonds, how they operate. Of course, he didn't even know, and I didn't bring it up. I should have. I said, where is U.S. in front of Social Security? Where does it say that is a United States Social Security? administration. Nowhere does it say that. Try to tell him it's a foreign corporation. But he thinks, oh no, that's an American corporation. No, it ain't. Now, they use our assets, and then basically they try and control it even more because they've written bonds, and they don't want to close those bonds down and pay the penalties to bring them out of circulation until they get all the funds that they can out of it. And we can't get the courts to support us in half this stuff. But we're going after them and continually hammering them. We will process this through, basically, and put it in. We will keep hammering at on the document. When you look at it, I've got the Department of Justice as the Office of Internal Leasee / Bailey Alien Property. The Office of Alien Property, and see, it's an internal leasee Bailey. There's also an Office of Alien Property, which is external, for like Cuba, Bosnia, or whatever, foreign countries. And then you have the Secretary of the Interior as the internal leasee, Bailey, alien property custodian. You also have your state Department of Justice under the Attorney General. And so there's an Office of State Internal Leasee Bailey Alien Property. Because like I said, they made you an alien within your own country under this fraudulent lesser state or lesser United States. And our office is, we are an officer of we the people. Just about every state constitution has that. We the people of the great state of whatever. Doesn't say we the people of the lesser state. And then there was only one United States when the Constitution was written. So, it's the elder. This mimic one is a younger United States because it was copyrighted in 1871.
Yeah, chartered. Yeah.
Copyrighted. Tried to give you all the words and everything you needed to look up what you needed to see. And the bailee is responsible to the bailor. When the bailor demands something, the bailee is supposed to comply. That's why you can turn to the county prosecutor or the prosecutor in a court case and order him, because he is the bailee in that court. He's working for the Department of Justice, whether it's the State Department of Justice or whether it's the Federal Department of Justice. And you're the bailor. Victoria Joy had this right on the money, but she didn't see it from this aspect of what was going on here. We've lost several good people in this endeavor to try and get to where we are. You guys ought to try and honor their memory by getting out there and trying to do some of this stuff. Okay, that's about all I got to say. Any questions, any comments, whatever?
Well, first I see that in my Word version, I messed up the second declaration at the state level in that I left the Secretary of the Interior in there. So that needs to be removed to compare it against the PDF and correct that.
Or you can leave it in. Basically, it shouldn't harm anything.
Okay.
Still addressing that basically the alien property custodian is still the Secretary of the Interior.
Well, that's true. Right. Okay, so it may not make any difference.
No.
Okay.
Now, one of the other things that, talking to Gary up in New Hampshire, basically when we do come out of this, we shouldn't need any of these EINs that we've been trying to get, because those EINs are only required for an alien.
Ah.
We'll be operating as a Republic citizen from now on. And a Republic citizen doesn't need to have that.
No numbers.
We'll get something entirely different.
You have the phrase in there, therefore I am coming forth to exhibit my Alien Declarant petition. That exhibit has the same meaning as present, right?
The what?
The word exhibit has the same meaning as present in this case. You're showing it to the court.
No, exhibit is a document that is something real.
Oh, and you're entering in the court records. Okay.
Yeah, we're entering a real exhibit, a real document. You can look up the word exhibit. I think I put it in there.
Yes, you did. It was the last word you had in the definitions. Okay. And you put in here that you can't appear in courses. Why can't we appear? What's holding us back?
If you can, change it.
Okay.
I said I can't.
Okay, so it's a matter of choice.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I said, you come to me. said because of your old bullshit, I'm not supposed to be driving or anything else. So I can't appear.
Oh, right. That's
Come on, think outside the box here.
Oh, I had forgotten that driver's license stuff. Okay, right. Well, those are the questions I had when working through it. Oh, the case number. What do we use for case number? We let them assign one?
Yes, it's there. They've got to put it in their court records.
Okay.
The clerk.
Right. When we submit anything, we leave room for them to put the case number.
We don't know where they want to put it in their record books.
Okay, good.
This is a naturalization process proceeding.
Okay, good. Thank you.
It's a non-controversial, non-adversary proceeding.
Mm-hmm.
Most all the stuff that they have in their record books is a adversarial court case.
You want to start a fight.
Hey, Patrick, does a court of record have anything to do with an open court? Because I got to look up both those words. Open court.
No. Basically, open court is basically they just need to have it can be in chambers. It's supposed to be in an open court that basically anybody can jump in and make a statement.
Oh, okay. You're allowed to speak in an open court.
Yeah. Got to have the clerk of the court. You got to have a judge. But the doors to the court have to be open so that anybody can come in there. And that's what the definition in a naturalization process there, doing the repatriation, oath of allegiance. An oath required to be taken in an open court by a person seeking naturalization, that he will support the Constitution of the United States. And I would say the greater United States of America. We're not going to support the charter of the lesser United States. You could add clarification in there to make it perfectly clear to them so that they can't misconstrue it in any and say, well, you just did an oath back to the same place you're at. We took the oath of allegiance. We said it, recited it in grade school for about 6 years. When we went into the service, we did the oath of allegiance. But it was never done in an open court. Now, I have addressed several of these items in a court of record in the process, and I think that partly put a stymie to some of the stuff that they've been after me for. Now, the U.S. trustee for the federal district, he is one of the bailees for the federal district. You could send your bills to him, but you address yourself coming in as the bailor, and you're ordering him as the bailee to make the payment the lessee / bailee of your assets. Make a settlement. This is now your obligation, bailor or bailee. I'm giving you the order as the bailor. And really, they can't make us a living an alien. Only our fiction can be the alien. But they associate us as being the alien because of our fiction. Let's see, did they create a living person with that certificate of live birth, or did they create a fiction with that certificate of live birth?
I just got one in the mail, I'll tell you.
It won't say on there.
It's got my name in upper and lower case, so it must be a real person.
No, it isn't.
Oh, we don't know what they created. I see what you're saying.
That's right. They created a fiction because only a fiction could go into their world.
And we can't be a trustee because we never did a letter of acknowledgement.
We're not a trustee. There is no trust here.
I know. I'm just saying they are trying to make us one.
We are the bailor.
Yeah. Right.
Trustee basically ends up being the one that has to make the payment.
I know. That's what they assume we are. That's why they send bills to us with the straw man
Yes,
name.
that's what they try and get us into. And
Right.
see, that's where everybody's been all screwed up about this goddamn trust bullshit.
Yeah, well, it's what they do.
Yeah, but that's because the people don't understand the words.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you, we are the bailor. We are the lessor. We're the landlord.
So on that grantor, that foreign grantor trust, what were we supposed to say that we were?
Just forget about it for now, okay? This document here is what you need to concentrate on. Like I said, we come out and we become a republic citizen of the state and a republic citizen of the greater United States of America, and all of those EINs that we have will go probably. We won't need them.
Good. Yeah, we'll focus on this.
That way they won't have anything to hold over us anymore because we're not operating in the internal system. The corporate system, we're external to it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't want to have any numbers. You end up a number, you end up like the damn Jews there in World War II, going to the concentration camp.
irrevocable testament and officer of, then it says a blank, we the people, officer of, you just put your state there? Officer of we the people, officer of, you put Greater California or whatever. Is that what you do there? Officer of California Republic or something.
That's on the state one. That's, you put the state name in there.
Yeah.
State of California, all capital, in that blank. On the state document, basically, all the blanks that are there, you're either putting your name or you're going to put the state of, the state name.
But when we say the great state of it, that's not all caps, right?
No. Capital first letter, small letters.
Right.
I think I told you that one of the guys, the court wanted him to pay $80, but he's going to turn around and when he goes into court, in his court case, he's going to turn around and put it in there.
And we can do this at the county court level for the state?
I would, and then basically if they don't comply, then you can go to the Court of Appeals.
Okay. Well, that's easy for me.
If not there, then go to the Supreme Court of the state.
Okay. Yeah, that court's 2 blocks.
Make yourself a pain in the ass.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Go there every day if I have to.
Give them the 3 days. If you don't hear from them, then you go to the next level. And you put a charge in against the other court that this court did not comply with what basically is out here per the Constitution of the state of whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, make yourself a pain in the ass. They ain't going to shoot you.
They'll be baffled mostly. But that's all right.
If anything else, they'll haul you into court. That's where you want to go, right?
Right.
Okay.
I don't have a case. That's one way to get one. Okay.
Get me in the court. That's what I told the damn U.S. Marshal. I said, and the postal inspector, when they were trying to charge me or claim that I was doing all this stuff fraudulently. I said, take me to court, please. I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Get me there, and I'll blow you out of the water. That's the last place they want me to be.
That's true. A lot of cases get dismissed because they don't want to lose.
They don't want the information to go out. They don't want it on the record.
Yep.
And then the people who do get the court case dismissed, they have no idea of why the court case really got dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them just go on their merry way and don't say a damn thing about it. Any other questions?
I was going to say, under that 18 U.S.C. subsection 2076, and there's a couple of other ones, 1512B, I have this file on demand where it says that you say that you're one of the people under common law to demand that the clerk perform only a ministerial function, that the clerk not perform any tribunal functions, and that the clerk file the attached. It says any clerk who fails to obey the law shall be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Any attorney or judge advising or intimidating clerks to violate the law will also be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Clerks, attorney, judges, and other officers of the court are expected to know the law. A clerk is to file 18 U.S.C. subsection 2076.
Stop right there. Okay? That's all in the codes. There's other laws out there that are in the statutes that already address the duties and responsibility of the clerks of the court.
Well, they be trying to make you pay.
I know, but like I'm saying, we have to stand by the statutes, not the codes. You reference the codes, and basically, yeah, you're in their system. We want to be a republic citizen.
Well,
we stand by the statutes. You want to be an alien? You go by the codes. It's a privilege that they're going to give to you. But you're going to have to pay for the privilege of their services. Whereby the statutes, it's a right. Because you are the supreme officer out here as a we the people. You stand over the Constitution. You stand over all the government employees. They work for you. And in that capacity, they're being paid out here for their services, or else they're impersonating an office in violation of the law.
Okay, well, this one Supreme Court case, Hale versus Hinkle, and that's 201 U.S. 43, where it says that plaintiffs should not be charged fees or costs for the lawful and constitutional right to petition this court in this matter, in which he is entitled to relief, as it appears that the filing fee rule was originally implemented for fiction and subjects of the state and should not be applied to the plaintiff, who is a natural individual and entitled to relief. And that's the Supreme Court case, Hale versus Hinkle.
Yeah.
201 U.S. 43, and it's another one.
Yeah, see, that one's standing by the statutes. That's not standing by the codes.
Okay, and the other one, Miranda versus Arizona, that's a statute, 384 U.S. 436 and 439, where rights secured by the Constitution are involved. There can be no rule making or legislation which would abrogate them. And there can be no sanction or penalty imposed upon one because of his exercise of Constitution rights. And that was Shera versus Cullum, 481 F2D 946, 1973.
Yeah, and you people need to listen to those audios for that 5,000 years of how the guy that did the audios about setting up the Constitution of this country. And it addresses a lot of those things in there. I tried to get all those stick files out to everybody that sent them to me, so hopefully you guys should have got them today or yesterday or today back, because I tried to get them out Thursday or Friday or Saturday of last week.
I got
Thursday
mine
or
yesterday.
Friday.
I got mine
Okay.
yesterday. Good, thank you.
So we don't need the private, we don't need the banker's EIN. We don't need.
You don't need to worry about it if you haven't got it right now, but if you have it, just hang on to it, and basically we'll see what plays out here. But more than likely, from thinking about it, when we get back to being a republic citizen, we don't need to have any of those EINs, because we're not going to be operating in the internal system any longer. And see, those numbers were all issued by the Internal Revenue Department.
Right.
So those numbers only apply to somebody that's operating in the internal system. And we're going to be operating in the external system.
So we keep our name only as a man. We don't have to refer to any of the fiction guy, any of that stuff on this declaration. It's strictly the man, the living man or woman.
You put the name that basically is on the document, okay?
Yeah.
I just put Patrick Devine, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're the ones that did all the weird stuff.
That's what they wanted to call me. Basically, that's what I'm going to go by. But the fiction, they created a fiction also. Your mirror image. And he is the alien. He's the one that's operating in the internal system. Just don't get hung up on that, okay? Just sort of... People have been arguing that damn name game for so damn long, they've totally lost track of what it really says.
Nice.
Still going at it.
Patrick, I was going to say now, my bankruptcy was discharged in April, but the case is still open. They haven't closed it.
Right, and you could take all your bills and everything else and give them to the U.S. trustee. You come in as the Bailor.
Okay, because, well...
He's not a trustee. He is a bailee.
Okay.
See, it's a misnomer that they're operating with to misguide you.
Well, you know, I lost my...
It's a concealment.
Well, how can I get me a house, because I lost my house and he didn't, and so I'm just trying to see. I don't understand why they still have my case open. They said the bankruptcy is discharged, but I had put in a motion for reconsideration because I wasn't noticed. I didn't get notice from the plaintiff. From the lender's attorney, and they played that game and didn't send me. I didn't get notice, so I didn't have a chance to reply back as far in the adverse situation. But he did grant them the order, even though he knew that I hadn't been noticed. And so then when I resubmitted the stuff to try to stop that, it's still sitting in his chambers.
Then he hasn't done anything with it. How long has it been there?
It's been there since February. Well, I put in.
You need to come back in, Adam, as the bailor. Okay. Put something in there about being the bailor.
Okay. I put a judicial misconduct. I put a complaint on him.
If nothing else, take the first part of this and basically do the oath of allegiance
right there.
into him.
Yep.
You call that trustee that basically he did a breach of bailment in not setting that off properly.
Okay. Get on that right away.
Yeah. Become a pain in the ass. The more you put in, basically that's the only way you're going to get anything is to basically squeak. Be a pain in their ass.
Yeah, I'm going to put in a complaint against him too.
Well, we do have to remember that we when we got a state EIN, we did declare that guy dead, and we're supposed to be the executor of his estate. So.
But we are the bailor, okay?
That's more present.
They're the bailee, okay?
Right.
Leave it at that.
Okay, I'll get it.
That's where they've gotten us off track into a sidetrack, and basically there's nowhere that sidetrack's going to go. It's going nowhere.
Right. We're the bailor, they're the bailee.
That's right.
And they failed. They breached their duty to issue the bailment.
Yes.
We
have to get the order. We're the landlord. It's our assets. It's our private property that they're holding in bailment. They owe us the rent. If you go under lessee and lessor, under the lessee, you'll see that it talks about the rent. We have never been given our rent. And that's what I told the Attorney General's office about 4 years ago. I said, I'll be glad to pay you guys any taxes that are due when I get paid. But I ain't paying you shit until I get paid. But I didn't know at the time that I just needed to address them as basically the office of Lessee Bailey, State of Iowa, property, alien property. That they were holding my assets in an alien condition.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, it went quiet. I had to step away right quick. And I said, is it over?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, we're getting up the hill anyhow, Patrick. It's good. Thanks for the understanding. It's getting us up the hill.
We just got to keep harping on them, and basically then, see, they're all operating for profit.
Yep.
And you have to turn around and go after those prosecuting the bailees out here.
So we got to order them to do the bailment and pay off the whatever's got.
They're holding the assets. They're holding the bailment. They need to make any settlements out of that bailment if it's just. Or basically we come in and say, okay, you're not handling this properly. You give me all the bailments back. I'm terminating this bailment. You're the bailee, give me my shit back.
Good. Yep.
If not, we will prosecute them, file criminal charges against them for breach of their duty as a bailee.
So by wrapping that concept of Bailor Bailee into this oath, it's just like we'd be going back to what you were doing with that in terms of getting some things done.
Yeah.
Getting different matters settled through that process. Good.
Yeah, those agents in the customer department there at the Attorney General's office, they're all bailees.
Hmm.
They have the authority to basically make the settlements from our accounts.
Not only the authority, but they're required to.
Yep. And we can order the withdrawal of our bailments. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead and call tonight then.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
Okay.
Get to work on this, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Bye.